Today we're going to do frozen yogurt, or yogurt, if that's how you pronounce it. Loads of people have asked for it. I would never buy this in the store. I don't know why. I eat yogurt most days, to be fair, usually this stuff. But when you make frozen yogurt at home, the breakdown of it, ingredients-wise, is kind of like gelato. It's similar numbers, but it's higher in milk solids, non-fat. So that kind of means skim milk powder, milk proteins, that kind of thing. That's how it is made. Now, when you go to the store, there are a million different types of yogurt available. This is the kind of one that I eat here. This is the black cherry with chocolate pieces. But the important part is the little symbol at the top that tells you how much milk fat is in here. So this is 2%. If you use 0% milk fat, 1, 2, 3% milk fat yogurt to make this, it's really difficult to get it balanced and right. So I suggest you go and get something like this, which is 5% milk fat. And it just makes life so much easier. And the result is perfect. So what are we going to need to make our frozen yogurt? You are going to need 215 grams of milk at 3.5%, so whole milk, 474 grams of our 5% milk fat yogurt. This is Greek yogurt, and I recommend you do the same. 85 grams of whipping cream, so any cream that's 33% or higher. 138 grams of sugar, 17 grams of invert sugar, which is corn syrup or glucose, 5 grams of vanilla extract, 3 grams of our stabilizer, and finally 60 grams of skim milk powder. The skim milk powder is high in this recipe, like I said, because it's got higher milk solids, non-fat. The invert sugar, glucose syrup, you can buy in any supermarket in the baking aisle, all around the world. Don't have to stress about that one at all. Corn syrup is absolutely fine. You can use golden syrup too, no worries whatsoever. Just, it's to change that texture. It's to bring the texture that can quite often be a little bit grainy and icy with frozen yogurt and bring it back into the luxury mouthfeel that we're used to here on this channel. So let's get everything weighed out and ready. Right, let's start with our milk, 215 grams. In with our yogurt, with this one, 474 grams. Into that goes our cream, 85 grams. Cream is quite important. Into that goes our sugar, 138 grams. I'm gonna put in 130 grams into a small little container because I'm using a stabilizer. I'm putting the remaining teaspoon, and I'm gonna use my 442 blend stabilizer. In that goes. I'm using my 442 blend, use whatever stabilizer you have. Into there, we're gonna put in our invert sugar. We're just gonna use corn syrup, and this is 17 grams. We're gonna put in our milk powder, 60 grams. So with everything in our pan, we're gonna just get this stirred together. With that yogurt in there is gonna make a mess, so just go slow. Let's get this on the hob. This stabilizer needs heating. So we're gonna heat this up to 85C, 185F. If you use a cold process stabilizer, just heat it up enough to bring all the ingredients together. That's usually around the 50 degrees centigrade mark. Anyway, let's get this on the hob. Right, we're up to temperature. Can you give that just 5 minutes just to cool down a bit? It's gonna thicken, this base is gonna get thick. All right, so don't stress about that. That's just what it's gonna do. Now let's cool down just for a few minutes. We're gonna put our vanilla extract in. You can put between 5 and 10 grams of vanilla extract in here. The recipe, because the way yogurt works, will take it. Absolutely no problems whatsoever. So now that that's mixed in, it smells delicious. There, we are simply going to get this into a container. It's likely going to look like it's separating in the fridge. Don't worry about it. It's very normal for frozen yogurt. So in the fridge it goes for 3 to 4 hours to completely chill down. Right, so with our frozen yogurt base chilling in the fridge, we're gonna do a couple of add-ins. Now I'm gonna do a cherry chocolate frozen yogurt, and that's because that's the flavor yogurt that I eat. So I'm gonna use this. You've seen this on the channel before. I find Fabry syrups to be the best available, hands down. There is no comparison. There's lots of different syrups available. There are some that are shockingly bad, but I'm actually going to show you how to make. These because they're basically just flavored sugar water, and some of these are like $30–40 a bottle, and you can make it for about 3. With that in mind, we're going to make a cherry syrup. This is pretty decent as it is. It's just a bit thin. So what we need to do is get some of this in here. Weight is kind of irrelevant. Use as much as you need to use, but I'm going to put in approximately 100 grams of that cherry syrup in there. And we're going to need to add something to thicken it up. That something is going to be a cold process stabilizer. And it's going to be not that one. Xanthan gum. Cherries, super acidic. Some stabilizers just don't like acidic environments, so we're going with xanthan gum, which is absolutely fine. We're going to take a scant teaspoon of sugar, a half teaspoon, so 2.5–3 grams of xanthan gum, and just swirl that together, break up any lumps, and distribute that stabilizer within that sugar. Now you are simply going to add that to there and stir it all together. If for some reason it clumps up, you can just pop this in a mini blender or something and process that. You can also heat it up in a microwave just for 5 or 10 seconds. That's a really good way to deal with sugars and clumping for some ingredients. So there we go, 10 seconds in the microwave. I'm going to get a mini whisk just to make life easier and whisk it together. If for some reason you really struggle, some syrups really struggle to dissolve additional solids like stabilizers and the such in it, you can literally put it on a hob in a pan, a small pan, and just heat it up and whisk it, and then eventually it will break down those clumps that are left. So learning how your ingredients are best processed is key to any recipe, really. Right, we're completely dissolved there. Let's get a lid for that, and that is going to go in the fridge. That's it for now. Once the frozen yogurt has come down to temperature, we'll bring it out and we'll churn it. This recipe is great in a Ninja Creamy or the Icy Treat kind of style machine because frozen yogurt will thicken up in the refrigerator. But today's video, we're going to do it in a churn machine. So I'll see you in a bit. So now that our frozen yogurt base is completely chilled down, I'm going to take it out of the fridge and we're going to whisk it. As you can see, it is pretty thick. So we do need to stir this back together before we can actually add it to our machine. Pouring it in, we're going to churn this as normal. It won't take as long, we won't get quite as much overrun as we would do with an ice cream or a gelato because of the high solids content. But anyway, in that goes. We're going to get that spinning because now we are going to deal with our chocolate. This is a 70% dark chocolate. This happens to be Calabo chocolate, but use any 70% chocolate you like. I'm grating some and then I'm slicing some others. I want some smaller pieces and some larger pieces in here. So with that said and done, out comes our cherry syrup. This is super thick now, as you can see. All the powder is completely dissolved, and towards the end of the churn we're going to start adding in our chocolate. Make sure that's completely incorporated and load up our containers. A scoop full of our frozen yogurt and 1 small spoon of our cherry syrup, and just keep going until you load everything up and then put it in the freezer to completely harden off for about 3 to 4 hours. After that time, we can take it out of the freezer and have a look, see what it looks incredible. Pieces of chocolate, cherry swirl, lovely smell of yogurt. Let's get some served up and look at that beautiful cherry swirl, lovely large and small flecks of chocolate. This looks and smells delicious. Cherry and dark chocolate frozen yogurt. This is, kind of black foresty kind of flavors. Beautiful texture. It's very kind of similar to ice cream texture, but a little bit different. The biggest difference comes from that acidic tang from the yogurt. Greek yogurt. Impeccable flavors. Super, super good. I mean, really good. I mean, really good. Again, just a touch. This is the yogurt that I'm kind of imitating. I'll put a bigger picture here. It's 2% milk fat, but this is a black cherry chocolate pieces Stracciatella collection Liberté. It's my favorite flavor. I mean, this is so good. Give it a try. If you've never made frozen yogurt before, this is the one to get you going. This is the one to start that journey. It's incredibly good. Recipe in the description below. Thanks very much for all my supporters on YouTube and Patreon. If you want to join Patreon or support me on YouTube, the links are in the description. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the algorithm help grow this ice cream making family. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, I will see you next week.